everybody. Welcome to another edition of His Turn, Her Turn. I would be your humble and obedient servant, Paul Bryan, along with
I'm
Lauren.
Lauren Fix.
Okay, she wants to introduce herself. It's fine.
That's
it's
okay.
Lauren Fix, the car coach.
Yeah, that's me. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a special surprise today. I think typically, we're doing cars and SUVs and normal trucks, but today we have super duty trucks.
Yeah,
Big,
this
powerful
is
trucks.
when you move from having a truck to having a truck.
This is a serious truck.
Yeah.
Whether it's F250, F350, 450, 550, and 650.
If it goes to 750, I'm selling.
I knew you was going to say that.
Okay.
You're so predictable. Anyway, so what we're going to be showing you is an F250, which we have over here. It's towing capacity, split cameras for backing up, around view monitors. That is
Great feature.
Yeah, and then what if you want something bigger? You're hauling some with a fifth wheel, or maybe you've got a gooseneck. This is the one to get, the 1-ton truck, the F350. But there are other options available now. The F450 is now coming with a bed. And let me tell you, when you usually step up into those class 4, 5, and 6 cars, which is why they're 450, 550, and 650, when you step into a class 4 truck, typically there's no bed. Now they're offering a bed. I will find out about gear ratios because that's something that my husband asked about, and I'm sure you want to know as well.
But we're going to post all of that down here in the details on the bottom.
So we're going to get right to the meat of things for you, take you for a ride, show you what you can do with these trucks, and maybe you'll want to buy one if it meets your needs.
Okay,
all
let's
right.
go and take a drive, take you for a little tour here from Denver, Colorado.
Right.
Mile High City.
Beautiful here. What a day.
All right, so you've got me behind the wheel of a truck, and this is not like a Red Sovine country song. This is not Phantom 309 by Dave Dudley. But you know what? It's really important that we get behind the wheels of trucks because, as the Teamsters are very proud to say, nothing gets into a store or into a consumer without it first being touched by a truck. And I don't get to drive trucks like this all that often. And maybe that's a good thing because all of the technology that Ford has built into these new Super Duty trucks is something that makes a truck like this more understandable, more usable, more safe for the drivers who do have to touch these trucks on a daily basis. I got a big stinking trailer sitting behind me right now, which has got to be a 25-foot trailer, and with relative ease, or at least comparative ease, the truck is making up for the lack of capability that I bring to the party. There are a lot of cars that I can drive the wheels off of. This is not one of them. I'm being a lot more cautious with this than I would be with anything else. Immediately you feel comfortable in this truck from the time you sit down. I don't know, in the past, trucks have always been about utilitarianism and very Spartan in the way that they are outfitted. More and more over the years, we've seen them grow into real luxury vehicles. Face it, folks, I'm sitting behind the wheel of a damn near $70,000 truck, and that's without the trailer on it. So it's really important that if you're going to spend that amount of money, it's going to caress you some. And this is really doing the job nicely. Beautiful finishes in here. I like the stitching. The seats are comfortable. The massaging seats. Cameras all over here to again make me a better user of their technology. Cameras where I can look all the way around the truck. Cameras that we can put on the back of the trailer. Cameras that we can set and look at the hitch on the car. It's really quite remarkable.
So, first thing I thought was one of the things I really liked about the F-150 was that it had massaging seats and it had all the luxury and all the things that, you would want to have on an everyday vehicle. And you know what? This vehicle has it. So that was really smart. So now those of people that maybe own a construction company or a landscape business or whatever it is, you now get to have this luxury too. So I give them major plus for that. I love the power adjustable mirrors, huge glass roof. I don't know if you can see how back up there is. Huge glass roof. And that is really, really nice. One of the things we saw yesterday was the ability to adjust the gauges at the top. So if you've got, one of the two gas engines or a diesel engine, you can adjust it to your needs. One of the things that people that own diesel vehicles are always complaining about is the DEF tank, which is that blue that goes in the exhaust that makes the exhaust cleaner and better for you. The tank does, you go through a lot of blue. And so one of the things that they did is put a bigger gas tank in or in this case fuel, and they put a larger DEF tank in. So for those of you that actually use this vehicle, I don't want to get too deep into the weeds, all that's down below. Different rear axle ratios, different transmissions, the different engine specifications. The torque on one of the engines is 925 pound-feet of torque. I mean, you could pull a tree out of the ground that's still living. I mean, that's crazy numbers because you buy horsepower and you drive torque. And I think people forget about that unless you're used to driving a truck like this. Now, I'm used to driving trucks like this. I've driven trucks with air override and bigger trucks and tractor trailers because of race cars. So this is where the his turn and the her turn are literally inverted because typically guys have got more experience with that. So I'm the little girl in the big truck.
I used to say that I had the toughest, smartest, most capable partner in broadcasting.
Well, thank you very much.
And then we found out that Ford...
I stole it from Ford. Or you stole it from Ford, one or the other.
Well, I mean, you know, there's an old line that says if you steal from one person, it's plagiarism. If you steal from a lot of people, it's research. So
research.
We'll go with that. I am mightily impressed with what I've seen here.
Well, they did a really good job. A complete revamp of the brand as far as inside, outside, and what's available. Major kudos in my book.
The technology that's being used in these new trucks impresses me because it's not what we run into so often, which is technology for the sake of technology.
Right. They actually, it's something you need and use.
Yeah. I mean, it really makes you a better user of the vehicle. You're able to get more out of it than you would normally. Mm-hmm. And that I like a lot. Camera placements, more cameras than a Spielberg film. I mean, they're all over the place.
So tough, they got that. Capable, absolutely. High towing capacity. The bed is more functional, so you got much more capability than you did before, more than the competition. I am sorry, Ram, and I am sorry, GM. Your trucks just don't have even close to this. And we drove the comparables. Hauling with trailers, hauling with full payloads. The Ford truck just has that much more.
It's great.
You can even buy a safe. I was looking at the configurator. There's a safe you can put in the center console. The center console is so big. You can put a person there, 2 laptops. It even has a spot for hanging folders. So if you're actually using this for function, it's functional. You can make it in an office easily. And how many? We had 4 outlets for plugs, 2 USBs, and then 2 regular AC connections. I mean, that is a truck that has function.
If you want more information, and God knows there's plenty of it, it's going to be loaded all the way down here, and you can just scroll through and
go to your favorite Ford dealer.
Or a Starbucks, because you're going to need some coffee to go through all of that. But there's going to be an awful lot of information. If you would also take a look at F-150, that video is still on our channel. Subscribe to the channel right up here. Hit that little subscription.
Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing.
There's 10,000 of you out there, and you're growing, and we certainly appreciate that.
We really do.
You can find me tweeting at the Paul Bryan on Facebook, our His Turn, Her Turn page.
Yes,
I also tweet at the Paul Bryan or After a Bean Burrito.
He's also at The Motor Minute. I'm Lauren Fix. You can follow me on all forms of social media at Lauren Fix, at Car Smarts, and also at We Drove What. Thank you for signing up for the newsletter. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And if you drive one of these, you own a current Super Duty. You're going to go test drive a Super Duty. Maybe you own a competitor and you took one for a ride. We love your comments. We do reply, and we do appreciate it.
Hey, you know what? We owe some props to
God,
too, for this beautiful backdrop here in El Dorado State Park in outside of Denver.
It's beautiful here.
It is
Colorado's
spectacular.
A gorgeous area.
We saw some rock climbers here.
You're crazy. That's on your bucket list, not on this girl's.
These people are nuts. I am not without bathroom experience. I have been in bathrooms everywhere from Kabul to Kandahar to Cleveland, and now I have to tell you that I think in the world of bathrooms, Denver with a spectacularly nice airport, even though it's in the middle of hell's half acre, has got maybe the nicest bathroom I've ever been in. It almost makes me want to go drink a big glass of iced tea just to stick around and come back again. But way to go, Denver.